Hey guys, what's going on? It's RogerDeath here. Today I'm going to be doing another Dawn of the Dragons video, but I want to clarify something at the beginning. Yes, I am technically getting paid for this, and I'll explain in a minute. This is completely new. So I'm starting a new account, again, to show you guys what this game's all about. This is called Dawn of the Dragons. It's a free-to-play Flash game that started out on the Facebook platform, but has since expanded into Congregate, which is GameStop's online flash game site, as well as Armor Games, Newgrounds. It's also on mobile devices, so if you have an Android phone or an Apple iPhone, and God help you, poor bastards that do, uh, you can get this for that as well. But all these servers are different unless you have uh, mobile devices, in which case you have to send something in to the developers to gain access to use the same account on both. So, what's the gameplay like? I mean, it's going over some story here, but let's be honest here. This storyline isn't really all that important to a lot of people. It's a lot of clicking, mostly. But that's as their prerogative. So the basic story is that we are in the world of Kruna, which is the name of the company that makes this, and I should clarify this beforehand, is called Fifth Planet Games. The idea behind it is all their games have something to do with a fifth planet. This is what used to be. It's what turned into the asteroid belt, essentially. So this takes place well before Earth, before humans really got big or anything on Earth. And the idea is that we're on the continent of West Kruna. It's fairly large. We'll have a map fit in a bit. And this is going to be the beginning of the Second Dragon War. We had heroes like Terracles here, who fought in the last one and won. But then there were those that slumbered and waited, and now it's the dawn of the dragons again. Sound of battle. This is weird. So this is gonna. I've not seen any of this tutorial stuff. This is kind of interesting. Apparently, I hit this thing really hard with a single hit. So now I got to show who I look like. Me? I am. Of course. I am. Which name should I use here? Let's go with Mitsugu Sakai. I am male. Squire too, sure. Stern look. I'm not gonna look like that. I don't think I look like that right away. So, it does have music and sound. I usually have them muted just because there's no real volume slider for them. So it's not something you can really do. Unfortunately, I can't change maps or anything to show you some of this other stuff right now. So we're just going to have to go through the tutorial. I have played this game quite a bit. I've been playing it for over a year now. I joined for the second, like a week before the second anniversary, and we celebrated the third anniversary this year, so I've been playing for over a year. It's a really fun game. You might not seem it, but give it a try. It is free. There'll be a link in the description. Again, I am being paid to advertise this, but if you look back, I advertised this shit back a year ago even. So, tells you something about the game. So, it's got a couple of different things right off the top of let's talk about the GUI first. So this is a really simple-ish looking graphical interface. You've got your character here. You have your health bar, your energy bar, your stamina bar, and your honor bar. Unfortunately, in many ways, this is a stereotypical Facebook game. You have timers on these for them to recharge, but if you level up, they instantly refill completely. You have experience to tell you how much. You have different classes that tell you how quickly it comes up. You have the premium currency, which in this game is planet coins. You have the in-game currency, which is gold. You get amount of money. You get basically a dowry every so often. And the buttons here for the sound and everything. So you can read the intro on all the Torgil, I guess is the name, not West Karuna. There's not Karuna, because I'm a dumbass. Torgil is the name of the planet. It does not exist in our timeline. This is alternate timeline with fantasy peoples. But you can read the intros. It's kind of got an interesting story. You start out as a farmhand, working out in the fields, getting the turnips and everything. And all of a sudden, a pack of kobolds comes running in to slaughter everybody out here. So, don't care. I got a plow horse, which is cool. This is in some equipment. Other farmhands scream in fear and pain as they start slaughtering. But we put up a fight. They expect us to go through this all the way. Alright, so we finished the first quest. We can go to the bazaar now to buy stuff. So we're going to buy a dagger. Go to the profile. There used to be a way to disable that. Now you don't see it right now. So we're going to equip the dagger. We're also going to equip this plow horse that we got earlier. Most people don't know about this really well. So there is an No. Oh, why are you doing this? This isn't an optimal strategy. There's an optimal way to do everything. And I will explain about it later. Now, there are multiple areas per zone. Or zones per area. And multiple missions in an area. Zone, whatever you want to call them. So, and you have to complete them all before you can move on to the next. There are 4 difficulties for them. Normal, medium, or normal, hard, legendary, and nightmare. In that order. In order to go on to hard, for example, for the fields here, I'd have to complete it on normal. So we're going to go through and do basically the questing until it tells us, no, stop your questing. Because we're good. We're dumb. We're just going to make you do all this shit, even though you've totally not played before. You get a planet coin every 5 levels, so there is some leeway into getting them. You don't have to completely pay for them. You do get them in-game. And it's part of a loyalty bonus they have it going as well. It's also got badges and everything. Or achievements. You get one for reaching level 6. You get one for reaching level 30. And you get one for reaching 10 or 100 million damage total to rates. Which is a concept that will come up in a bit. The concept's actually being displayed over here in the congregate chat. So look at the size of that kobold. Must be the chieftain of the warband. So here's what's happened. We killed this kobold with our pitchfork, and then we helped out our brethren, and now we're dealing with Chieftain Horgrak. So we're going to attack him. Ouch. That hurts. But I'm hurting him more than he's hurting me. So I can win this battle. You can't actually lose this fight. It's scripted to be that way. So we killed him. Yeah, he's not happy about it. He dies. Sounds like the guardsmen are coming out. Now, and oh shit, they've gotten into the town. You know what? Screw it. Grab what weapons you can. And guys, we're going in. So now we have the raid version of Horgrak. I don't want to summon a normal one. I kind of cheated there. So, just like there's the 4 difficulties for the missions, there are 4 difficulties. There are 4 difficulties. Just give it some music going in the background. Turn it down now. There are 4 difficulties for raids as well. And these you can share with people. I can hit him for 5 right now. I don't do a whole lot of damage, but I can rallying cry. I can copy it out. Now then. No, I actually need to turn this down on my end. Or Nah, because it's too much of a pain. So, classes. There are three main classes. There's the Battle Master, which has lower energy staminas, but a higher, lower stamina timers, but a higher energy one, so you get stamina quicker, but energy lower. There's the Wanderer, which is the reverse. They quest more. And then there's the Adventurer, which is balanced. This seems like a good choice, but early on, the Battle Master is where it's at. Right up until you hit about level 500, you want to go with the Stamina class. So, now then, I can actually display the rest of the idea. So, this is your main screen. This is what comes up every time you start the game. You got this scroll. This is where all the status stuff and the news gets listed. That's actually new. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually a really good deal. There's a lot of stuff in the mystery pack. Anyway, I'll get onto this. So, the news scrolls through here. But usually the new stuff. There are these expeditions here, which cost these planet coin resources, right? You can get a bunch of different items from them. And there's 3 different packs. There's the new item pack, which has the newest, latest, and greatest stuff. It's the relic pack, which has older stuff, but it has its uses. Some of this stuff is extremely useful. Some of it is not so much, and it's just kind of here for collectors. And there's the mystery pack, which is an assortment. You can get things like extra planet coins, pretty good gear, some legions, which we'll get into because it's part of the concepts, troops and generals, which go with that, and occasionally premiums. And now, what constitutes a premium? These cost 1,000 planet coins when they first come out. They are a huge damage boost, and if you manage to get one, consider yourself lucky. Each one of these only has a 1% chance each, I believe. Well, this one's got a 1.5, 1.5, 1, and you've got a really low chance of getting extra planet coins. So, this is the home. We've seen profile before. That's the screen. Now, I've got a bunch of stat points, so here's what we're going to do. The optimal way to do it is to put 2 in stamina and 1 in energy for every level up. And any extra you get goes into stamina. So, this way you get a good balance and you can actually do quest. Okay, so then of course there's the bazaar. We didn't really get a look at anything, we just got it. So let's look through and look at all the stuff. So, there's the all tab, which is kind of lame. So let's go through. Equipment. This is what you buy to equip on your guy in order to help out with the damage. Let's sort by attack. Each of these has their purpose, and they all add to your stats. Be careful though, because you do get these ones with the planet coins in them. Generally not advised to buy them. If you're curious, ask chat. There's different armors you can buy. There's the weapons, there's the offhands. I'm going to buy some of the studded leather stuff for everything because that increases my stats, and I will get into that again in a second because I'm going to have to go back into the profile in a second. And then there's this raid section. You can get magics from there. You can get generals. You can get troops, which we are going to buy some of. We're going to buy a farmhand for sure. And then legions. We can't get any right now because we're poor. Consumables, usually you're just going to buy one of these once so that you have them. You shouldn't buy potions ever. You get them for free fairly quickly. And then runes are what you use to summon in raids. Before we go any further, let's stop and look at the profile again. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take all this equipment here that you see on me, and I'm going to clear it because I don't really need it. So we're going to sort everything by attack, so we only equip the strongest things, which is this cobalt sword, the plow horse, and then all of our cool new gear, which is the studded leather stuff. We're missing 2 things, which is a helmet and a ring, but you don't get those usually fairly early on. Those come later. So this will help us do damage to raids. And there are 3 primary stats, really, aside from the resources. attack, which obviously helps out how much damage you're doing to raids, and defense, which helps out a little, but its big use is making sure that the plot bosses from the quests don't hurt you. So we have this crafting tab here, and basically as you do things, you will get occasional drops. These can range from things like belts from kobolds to eventually getting spectral dragon scales. There are different types, and the crafting system can be a little unintuitive, so usually the most important stuff is listed over here on new. If it's important or new, obviously it's going to be a new. But as you do quests and as you defeat raids, you'll get stuff in the collect tab, and you can go through and see if you've got enough stuff to make it, and you get stat points for that, which are what you use to increase, well, your stats. So let's look at legions now, because I was talking about this earlier, and because it's a very, very major component of this game. So legions are a way of powering up yourself for raids. You have different generals that you can place in, and different slots for them. So see, we have a slot for a general and 2 troops right now, as well as our commander. We only have the 1 general right now. That's all we can afford. We have 1 troop, so we're going to drag them in, and they're going to add 93 damage to every hit we do. So we're going to save that. You'd like to see a high legion damage, so go with whatever's the highest. Again, if you have questions, ask chat. Especially room 1, 2, or 3. I know those ones are very good. Now you can also stick equipment on here, but that's only good if they have a proc, which, let me show you what a proc is real quick. I'm just going to go look at this guy. So he's got a bunch of, this guy's an advanced player. He's a luminary, which means he's at least level 1000. I don't know which level he is off the top of my head because it doesn't show, but he is at least 1000. He's got a bunch of cool armor and stuff, and he's a part of this guild, the Plus Guild. Now what am I talking about when I say proc? Notice all that orange text there? Ilian Way of War, chance for bonus damage, extra damage of Imperial Generals Gladius or Imperial Generals Scutum are owned. That's what we call a proc. It's bonus damage that has a chance of happening, and it's randomly decided by RNG. You'll notice there's the Citadel, but you won't be worrying about this for a while. Questing, we saw this already. Once you've defeated an area, you're going to go on to the next one. Everything has its own requirements, so if you don't meet the item requirements, you can buy the gear for it. Now when you get to this area, you're going to want to go straight for the Barbarian Barkeep and do it once. That gives you some brass gloves, but more importantly it gives you Roland, who's another general. So because we now have another general, we're going to go back to our Legion and we're going to add him into our commander spot. Our damage goes up, and it becomes, our damage against Horgrak here is going to go up as well. Now when you attack a raid, you do a certain amount of damage, and this is based on your attack, your defense, and your stamina, or not your stamina, and your legion. The formula is 4 times your attack bonus. So let's do it. 4 times attack plus your defense plus legion bonus. And that's only true for a 1 stamina hit. Now I have 13 stamina, so I can do 5 stamina hits, which is preferential because for a 1 stamina hit, you do 1 times that damage. For 5 stamina, you do 5.01. Oh no, you do 5.1 times the damage. And for a 20, you actually do 20.5. So it encourages you to actually use these higher ones. Unfortunately, I can't. And we're just going to share this out real quick because I want it dead. So you copy the rallying cry, you can share it, and people will gladly attack a yeah, see, Horgrak is a very popular one to attack because not a lot of people summon him. Look at how quickly he died. So one guy just did 436,000 damage to it. So now that it's dead, we loot it. Let me see what we got. Ooh, we got a Night Blade and a Garnet Ring. So, Garnet Ring is obviously a ring. We equip it in here. Yeah, well, we apply our level up. And then the Nightblade is a very good early game troop, which adds damage. So normally you'd want to spend a lot of time attacking that one, but occasionally you see this yellow text up here, which is these are rare spawns. These are rare raids that only the developers can summon. And they're either going to be for 24 hours or 5 days plus. This is one that was actually summoned a few days ago. It's got about 37 hours left on it as of the filming of this video, which is roughly 1:20 a.m. Friday, November 15th, MST. That's GMT -7, so roughly 8:20 in the morning GMT. So these you want to have no health bar. They're entirely timer. The entire strategy to beating them is just smack them for as much as you can. Because depending on how much damage you do, you get extra loot. And because I'm completely dumb and I didn't even think this through, I don't have that loot poster readily available yet. Thankfully, this is why I have 2 monitors, so I can easily grab that and another one. So you want to join this wireless if you ever see one, and basically just smack the crap out of it. You don't lose anything for doing it, and you usually get really good rewards. You get these on-hit drops. You get a ton of gold per hit on world raids. So it's very recommended for new players to do, in my opinion. And you're leveling up so fast, you can do it. You can just fly up in levels really quickly. And that's always a good thing, because right now I want to kind of get to where I can purchase one of those mystery packs. They're really good. But I remember I said something about so health. You know, things take it away. You can refill it. It's a small paltry sum compared to what you're making in any hit here. But remember what I was saying earlier anyway about the loyalty bonus? For every day you start logging in consecutively, you get new stuff. Starting with a random troop, and you get some enchanting runes, which increase the power of your equipment. A stamina potion to restore some stamina. Stat points to, well, improve your stats. Glissus armor, which is okay armor, is good early game-ish. Get a volatile energy potion. Save these. Do not use them until you have probably 4,000 plus, or at least 1,000 plus energy. Because these get better as you get more, and they are very rare. And then you get an Idol of the Devoted. And depending on how many Idols of the Devoted you have, you can actually create planet coins. So it is a good idea to continually log in, even if you're just not going to do anything. Just pop in once a day. They reset at 6. The game resets every day at 6 p.m. MST, so midnight, effectively GMT. Basically, is what it comes down to, I believe. So we're just gonna continue hitting this for a bit, just to kind of show what the idea of the game is. And it sounds boring. It really does. If I listen to myself describe it, it's really kind of lame. And that's just the way that this style of game is. It's something you have to try to see how you like it. So, I've dealt 108,000 damage. That sounds like a lot, but I do that in a single hit. So, I'm actually going to direct you to my second monitor now. This is going to look bad for a second, so hang with me. To where we have the Lootshark for our current world raid. Slarisma. This is a retro raid. It is not a new one. It's one that's been around for once or twice before. For people to, and it's been summoned again to kind of give people bonuses. So as you can see, as you do damage, you're getting different types of rewards. And it's certain tiers that give you extra stuff, but even just hitting it once, you're getting almost basically the 10 stat points here for free. So it's worth absolutely hitting at least the one time. This claw, which to us as new players, it's not going to be useful right away, I think. But you also get these dropped. What are they called? They are torn sclerisma frills or something. And you use these to create event items, which you find in craft, general, events. It can take a while because there's a lot of stuff it's got to load. And it's about this far down. And depending on how many you have of each kind, you can make stat points, you can make some gear. This is going to be the recommended course of action, because it's got some good attack and defense. Plus, for the next world raid that's going to be summoned, it gives you an extra 1,000, which is incredible. But you can also get things like legions from it, different generals and troops. But for now, I just stick with the equipment. The equipment's going to make a bigger difference for now. So you've also got the guilds. And guilds, you don't necessarily have to be a tight group of people. But the idea of a guild is it's a group of people that you fight with in special raids. They are called guild raids. And what they are useful for is they're the only raids normally, aside from world raids and event raids, which are the 24-hour versions of world raid, use honor. Questing uses energy, raiding uses stamina, and honor and guild raids, honor/guild raids, use honor. So the basic premise is just beat the shit out of your enemies as much as you can. The harder you do so, the better rewards you get. And look at this guy, Sui, who is a living legend here, is an immortal Drake Slayer. He's over level 5,000. Not 9,000, not yet. Nobody's that high. But he has, he's basically the most experienced guy in the game. He's played since the beginning of it. He's dealt over 1 trillion damage to this world raid. And while it'll be difficult to catch up to him easily in power, it's a cool thing to try for and strive for. So what do you do with money besides buy equipment? So say I have everything I need to complete my questing. Well, there is one other thing that you can use them for. I'm actually going to go in here and buy a town guard. But there's one other thing you can use them for. Land. Remember this dowry I was talking about here? If you spend money on land, say we're going to buy 10,000 stables, our income increases, and we also get in-game achievements which give AP, which don't even worry about. It's kind of a high-level idea. Don't worry about it. It's not a huge deal. But, so, the amount of money you have determines how much you can buy, obviously. And then different types of lands give you different incomes, but they also cost more. And each one you have increases the cost as well. It's best to buy in groups of 10, because if you just buy one, then the price goes up, and the price goes up, and the price goes up. Instead of you get 10 at the same price. So it's a much better deal. And there's the PvP standard. Unless you absolutely 100% know what you were doing, I would not really bother with this for a while. It's something where if you don't know what you're doing, you will get destroyed. And even I know what I'm doing, and I get destroyed. Watch. This guy's level 13. We're going to get destroyed by him. Or not, apparently. We're going to beat him. I don't know why. Because I have a shield here. But it's not really. You're just fighting using temporary combat health for just PvP. And there are ranks, and really all it does is just kind of gives you free stuff. You get achievements, but I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. Victory tokens are used to get free stat points. That's what it is, and you know what? It works really well. You can also occasionally get enchanting runes, and since I've gotten a few, I'll go ahead and show you what those are all about. Okay, I killed him, basically. Everybody's got their combat health, and once you knock somebody out, they're just... I'm good there. They're done. So in this crafting section, you know, you've got the new tab, you've got general, you've got the collection stuff where you get basically it's just free points. Guild is the stuff you can make from guild raids. It's definitely worth some exploration, and the game can be a little difficult to get into, but I enjoy it. There's the legendary stuff, which is usually high-powered stuff, great for PvP. There's miscellaneous, which is usually just the daily stuff, which gives the planet coins. Special stuff, which you can get, which includes the Solus coin fragments, which are very, very, very rare. They come from one world raid, and one world raid only. And the stuff you can make from them, and generally ignore this for a long time. Achievement stuff, again, just ignore this. And there's the enchant tab, where you select an item, say the garnet ring, and then you select the enchanting, and you can increase the amount of attack, defense, and perception they have. Now, while I talked about attack and defense, I didn't mention perception at all. What perception is, and it's a very small thing, is once you hit a certain tier of it, you start to get a chance at getting some cool drops when you're questing. But this is another sort of high level idea. For now, for new players, which this video is directed at, dump points into stamina and energy while you can. Because once you hit 1,000, or once you hit level 100, you're capped at 7 LSI, which is your leveling speed index. Which is 7 times, which is the amount of stat points you have invested in, which is 7 times your level, which is the amount of stat points you can have invested in energy and stamina combined. Stamina takes 2 stat points, energy takes 1, but stamina gives you better experience returns. If you have more questions about this game, feel free to leave a comment below. I will definitely be paying attention to them. I was definitely confused when I first started playing, and I had a friend, Formal actually, that helped me learn the game. So I've learned a lot from him, and I've learned a lot more beyond that. And it can be a complex game. Like I said, though, leave a comment in the area below. If you're curious and want to learn more about it, like I said, there will be a link in the description. In addition, you can find me lurking around in room 2. If you just change chat rooms to chat 2. This is where I usually hang out. You'll identify me by being RogerDeath. I'm not on this account just because this is like kind of a throwaway account I made for this. And of course, let me know at Twitter. Twitter.com/RogerDeath. That's TEH RogerDeath. I want to thank you guys for watching. I do suggest you give this game a try. It can be a little difficult into, but it's really fun. I enjoy it. And I will see you guys next time.